I'm going to start logging in. I enter from here, from start. I will start entering. So, yeah. When I start to present a lecture to the students, I get a screen like this. It has the word launch meeting on it. Can you click on the launch meeting button? Great. And then you wait, and it will start right away, and you'll have a virtual classroom. In Zoom, it asks you if you want to record on the computer or prefer to use the cloud, or does it say something else? Power, and then you wait for it to start right away. You now have a virtual class. In Zoom, he asks you, do you want to register on the computer, or do you prefer the colleges? Or he says, O has used up all the available cloud storage space. Okay, I'll record on the computer to avoid cloud issues. I'll mute Zoom sound to avoid dual audio. Dr. Ala Fati is joining. Let's see other teachers. It shows 6 participants. Use the computer microphone. Say yes. So I will mute the sound here in Zoom to avoid having 2 sounds. One from the Zoom and one from the other source. What's this? This is Dr. Ala Fati here. Now show me the group of teachers who are joining me. Here it shows me that I have 6 participants. I click to see them. Dr. Ala Fati, Dr. Maha, Dr. Nagla, Dr. Kifaya, and that's enough. They've joined me. So focus with me as we explore Zoom secrets. People are joining. Everyone, don't join and leave. I asked who is joining with 2 devices. I want to see them, so I click on them and they appear here. There's Dr. Ala Fati, Dr. Maha, Dr. Nagla, Dr. Kifaya, and that's enough. They've joined me, everyone. So focus with me because now we've entered Zoom and we're going to start discovering all the secrets of Zoom. Zoom is full of many skills. Zoom is full of skills, everyone. There are people joining, but please, everyone, don't join and leave the meeting. I asked who is joining with 2 devices. He said a mobile and a computer. If you leave the Blackboard, the electronic learning platform, you might not get anything. So the certificate will tell you that you didn't spend enough time with us. So stay on Blackboard, don't leave it. All right, here, let me show you the list. No, the certificate that tells you that you did not stay with us enough time. So stay in Blackboard, stay in it, and do not leave it. Do not leave it. Okay, here, I'm here. See the list? Participants, you as a professor see your students. Who's in, who's not in, and all that stuff. One more press and it's gone. If I click on it again, it will show up so I can see who's joining me and who isn't. Just pay attention. If you look next to my name here, will you meet me? Red button sign. This means that this lecture is recording time. So you are always like a university professor. It is not possible to give a lecture to students and not record it because sometimes nowadays the university says, guys, today, for example, the classes are suspended and the study will be through e-learning. So you log in and you're recorded through Zoom. If you recorded, the university sees that you gave a lecture. But if you didn't record, the university doesn't see that you gave a lecture. So you ensure your rights this way regarding the recording, and you can be sure that you are recording here. Let's focus on something important. We're explaining Zoom 11 with 8 participants, a good number. Clicking toggles visibility of the list, which now stays on the side, not covering the screen. This ensures students see presentations clearly. Pay attention to this. During oral lectures, place the screen centrally and engage students effectively. Sometimes, list of students, this list is now on the side of the screen and doesn't cover the screen. This means that anything I present, students will see it. Now, pay attention. It's important. Sometimes people click on the buttons or options like this, and sometimes when giving a lecture and asking students, you place the screen in the middle and ask, student, 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 and they talk, student, student, student. But there's something important people often confuse. Sometimes I have it next to me on the screen. Sometimes. And focus with me on the next part because it's very important. Sometimes people click on the buttons or options like this. And when you're giving an oral lecture and asking the students verbally, you place the screen in the middle like this and start asking student, student, student. And they talk student, student, student. So it becomes nice for you. But there's something very important that people often get confused about. When you come to enlarge it, you can make it bigger like this. and start talking to the students. If you're dealing with them as a teacher, okay. But if you shrink it again and want to put it back in its place, it will never come back to where it was. It's now at the top of the screen. It's impossible for it to come back to its place. So, if someone brings it back, can I put it here? It's now rotated on the screen. It was not taking up space on the screen before. Okay, what should I do? Put it back without affecting the screen. It covers the top info. Focus on this important info. Many get annoyed. You have two solutions. Click here. Even on participants, it disappears, but it's still there. Click the button with 3 dots. Doctor, the student list covers the explanation. I tell them to click the 3 dots in the participants list. It's already there, so you're going to get really annoyed, and it will really disrupt your explanation. So what should I do? I click on the button with the 3 dots. This button with the 3 dots is very important. And then I click because some professors tell me, Doctor, we have the list of students and we can't explain because it's covering the explanation. So I tell them to click on the 3 dots that are in the participants list or the students list and click here and a list will appear for you. Choose from this value. What? There's another option. Another option. An option. What's it called? Guide. Merge. The meeting window, which means I can combine this screen with the lesson screen. So I just click like this. Now the whole screen is next to me without affecting the weeks. I hope everything is clear so far. Everyone right. The people who are with us, everything is clear with you so far, so everything is good. All right, Dr. Susan. All right, Amjad Asma. Excellent, God bless you. So we have the participant screen or window. All right, everyone? If it appears in the middle and you don't know how to maximize it, you can click on the 3 dots and choose the last option, which is merge. Which is the meadow. What is the merge, guys? It is the merging of the student's screen with our class's screen. Let's start. Now, if I open this mic, you'll hear 2 sounds. So, I will turn off this mic to avoid echo. Turn it off here and let the blackboard operate. You need to open it to talk to the students. We will come here. Of course, if you open this microphone, you'll hear 2 sounds. So I'm going to turn off this mic since both devices are on. You'll get 2 sounds. Turn it off here and let the blackboard be one that operates. However, you need to open it to talk to the students. After that, I will start explaining all these features to you. Now, let's go from left to right and focus with me because you will see some really nice things. We're going to the microphone. To the microphone, there's an arrow next to it, and focus with me because sometimes you might present and your students might say, Doctor, we can't hear you. It could be that the microphone you're using is not the right one. From left to right, like this, from left to right, and I want you to focus with me because you're going to see some really nice things that are very important for you to understand. We're going to the microphone. What are we going to? To the microphone. There's an arrow next to it, and focus with me because sometimes you might be presenting and your students might say, what? They might say, Doctor, we can't hear you. It could be that the microphone you're using is not the right one. So here we'll start learning how to fix any sound issues you might have. Doctor, we can't hear you. Maybe the microphone you're using is not the right one. So here we're going to start learning how to fix any sound issues you might have. So right now, I've put a check mark next to the word Realtek Audio, which is the microphone of your mobile device. What did I put for you? I put for you, may God bless our Master Muhammad. That's correct. So you're using this microphone. Sometimes you can connect an external microphone to the device. Here you see two, microphone and microphone. You select the type of microphone from the important list. Okay? Someone tell me, what does same as system mean? Does anyone know? What does same as system mean? Does anyone know, guys? Colleagues who are with us. Dr. Ala, go ahead, Dr. Ala. Just the other day, actually, someone asked me this very interesting question indeed.
Usually, when a person typically uses a particular microphone by default, the system, like the laptop, computer, or tablet, or any other similar device, generally utilizes that microphone as the default on the device, to my knowledge.
Thank you, Dr. Allah. Stay safe and healthy. There are some teachers who ask me, Dr. Sami, while I'm working and presenting, for example, I opened my session and opened, let's say, YouTube. I went into YouTube, right? And sometimes, while I'm working on YouTube like this, for example, if you have any recording or any video that you're presenting, for instance, you click on this and you start it. Can you all hear? Can you hear, guys? Can you hear this sound? Can you hear? All right. Let's see if the colleagues can hear or not. Yes, the colleagues can hear. Why? Because when you entered the virtual classroom, you didn't activate the check mark that's under the calibration in the virtual classroom. Colleagues, can you hear me? Why? Because when you entered the virtual classroom, you didn't activate the check mark. That's under the calibration in the virtual classroom. Before you enter, if you want to hear any sound from a video or anything from the device, any sound from the device during the lecture, make sure to check the calibration in Zoom. Before you enter, if you want to hear any video, audio, or anything from the device, any audio on the device that is heard during the lecture, put a check mark in the caliber. In Zoom. In Zoom, I click on same as system, like this, okay? In this case, any video I present through Zoom, if I'm entering to share the screen like this, all right? And I want to show, for example, let's go into this and click share. So I'm presenting through here and sharing my screen, and I started to play anything, even if it was, for example, YouTube. I got upset about the word seen. Are the people on Zoom hearing me? Are the people on Zoom hearing me? Let me check.